today is going to be such a fun episode. Thank you for being here today. You know what? I don't get to talk about like Spanish culture and how I grew up and where all of this came from, like my style and where it's influenced from, because I don't know why, actually. I don't know why I don't talk about it. So I have a guest today. You get to meet Kloet.
Hi.
If you haven't met her yet, you probably haven't been on Instagram, on my stories. We've been doing stories going into boutiques, working with clients, sharing different outfits that we put together. We have something coming up, which is really fun, where I think we're just going to make it a series of things that we can continue doing, but where we show how each of us take the same piece and style it in different ways. So you can see like our eye on different, like just how
Our
we
own
see
twist.
fashion. Yeah, because we have different ways of styling things. I mean, there's so many ways of styling one thing anyways, but within the same store with the same resources, just our eye on seeing different elements and how we put it together. So check us out on Instagram at thecloset.edit to check out the stories and the reels that we have. But today, we're going to just focus on how we grew up, about the Spanish culture. I think it's not talked about enough. There aren't a lot of people in fashion that are, I want to say minority or Latina.
Yeah.
And so, let's talk about how'd you grow up? What did you see men and women wearing in your family, in the culture?
Honestly, not very fashionable, no. Like, my dad has always been a working man. I've always seen him in his work clothes and then probably just dressing up for church on Sundays or if we go out to a nice event. But otherwise, just work clothes. My mom, same thing. Yeah, just very casual, normal. Never been like in a office, like having to wear a suit every day type of outfits. So
yeah, and interestingly enough, I grew up similarly where my dad, he literally, up to now, I am 36 years old, he still wears a white t-shirt and light colored Levi's jeans every day. And he also works with his hands. He's a mechanic. He's still a mechanic. And so I didn't grow up seeing fashion from him. My mom, no offense, Mom, if you're listening, I don't feel like she has a good sense of fashion, but she has always been very feminine. So she's a woman that when she wakes up in the morning, she put her makeup on.
Yeah.
She would curl her, and I curl my hair now. She would curl her hair, and even around the house, she looked put together. She wasn't just like, I guess the word isn't, like she wasn't like super casual. Like she would still kind of dress up. But I was never influenced by her sense of style, but I did grow up seeing like, okay, you wake up, you get ready, you put yourself together. Something in the Latin culture, though, in general, that I have always seen, and not for my family, but is just all the vibrant colors and being very like body accepting. Like it doesn't matter what your body type is. In Peruvian culture, my family's Peruvian. Peruvians have a very straight figure. We have a lot of rectangle figures where when people think of Latina women, they think of like big boobs,
curvy,
big hips, and like all the thing. And whatever body type, a lot of Latina women just like to wear tight things.
Yes.
So I grew up seeing that. Is there any stories that you have about your mom and the way that she collects clothing or colors or things that she used to wear?
Yeah, honestly, I would say my mom has always been very fashionable. She's always cared about how she looks, and she does have an eye for putting things together. I'd say I probably get it from her, I think. Like, even this shirt is hers, and I steal her clothes all the time. So I think, she's definitely been an inspiration for my style and just, like, having that, like, creative outlook on clothing. She's always liked to play around with stuff and colors and bright heels, and she's always
the bright heels.
Yes, bright heels. Colorful heels, and she's always been like not even just like following the trends, just like whatever she likes. Like even her friends always be like, "Oh my gosh, where'd you get that coat from?" And she's like, I thrifted it, or I've had it for years, or like it's vintage or stuff like that. So I think that's definitely inspired me to like follow that and be the same and not care about like what people say or like just the trends, just following the trends.
And I guess my influence from my family came from my aunt. So my sister's or my mom's sister, when she was young, she still acts like she's like 30, which is great. Like she's a wild child. Yeah. She's a wild child, my aunt. But she used to party all the time, even in her 20s, even in her 30s, even now. And she always, up until now, she has such fun clothing. And kind of like what you said, she doesn't follow the trends, but she wears bright colors. She has a heel. She likes she has great legs. She like works out a lot. She has great legs. They look like horse legs. And it doesn't sound great, but it is.
Very toned.
Very toned. Yeah. And she looks great in a skirt and dresses. And growing up, my friends and I was actually kind of a tomboy for a little bit because I thought that I would get my dad's attention by being a tomboy because he likes sports and stuff. And I pretended to be that for like a year. And then when I turned, I think it was like 12, my aunt got these boxes that came in, and I remember my friend and I like opened them, and she used to do those catalog orders where you buy all the stuff, and she bought so much clothes. She would get boxes of clothes, and she would get so upset because we would go through everything, try them on, play with them
before she could.
And I don't know how much she actually returned. I know now when we do online shopping, it's a lot about returns, but I don't think back then you returned a lot of stuff you bought.
No, I don't think it was as easy as it is nowadays.
And it was just, I remember it was so fun dressing up. And that year, because she kept buying things and we kept wearing them, she made it a thing that every year she would take my best friend and I to go buy a beautiful New Year's outfit. And every year we looked forward to that.
Fun.
And we would go buy like a sexy New Year. We're little because you know it's like everything tight and short. Oh my gosh. And sparkly and colorful. Yeah, we had so much fun doing that. But
that's fun.
With my mom, disclosure, I love no clutter. I love everything clean. When you go in my house, I'm like minimal everything. I drive Michael crazy. Even in her pantry, I'm like, I got through it this way. I got through it this way. My family in general, they're kind of hoarders. Not like big time hoarders, but they hold.
Yeah, I can relate. It's like they get like sentimental good things. Yes. Yeah. Same with my family. I wonder if it's like part of that culture. I don't know.
I think it is. I know for my mom, growing up, they didn't have a lot of money. So what you do is like you have this fear. Even on my dad's side, they're kind of hoarders, and he's not Hispanic. He's white. But there is something like when you don't grow up with a lot of money that you get scared of, like, what if I need it? What if I'll like it again? What if I could use it? I don't want to put more money into something. So even up until now, my mom holds on to a lot. And some, yes, are memories, but some she's like, Nana, no toques eso. Like, don't touch that. Because I go into her closet, I'm like, Mom, could we get rid of like these?
Yeah.
Never. And I stopped doing that because she used to get so mad at me. But I respect her willingness to like keep everything. I don't know how she goes through her things like that, but she knows when something is missing.
Yeah.
So it is just very interesting growing up like that. And it's almost like maybe I rebelled. And so from a young age, I liked decorating. I liked keeping things clean. I liked taking care of my clothing and curating it. And my mom and my family are just very different. So it's almost like I just went against them. Like, how can I keep things organized and like pretty and inspirational for me?
Yeah, like aesthetic. Yeah.
And growing up, so now we talked about our family because I want people to have like a background of where we came from, what we saw growing up. But growing up, when you were playing with fashion, like in high school and early 20s, like what do you feel like your style was and how do you feel like it's evolved?
I think I first actually started caring about what I was wearing in middle school. And because before that I would wear my purple North Face and jeans every day in elementary school. And middle school like hit me that I really liked like fashion and dressing up and looking nice. So I think I was very girly. Like I just remember I had this vision in my head of a mint green like skirt with my Doc Marten boots and like some ruffly socks and like a cute little sweater with the heart on it. Like I just had that outfit in my head, and that was like what I would wear, like pretty much like just different versions of that to school. And I think recently now that I kind of like I'm outside of those trends and those like just that little like girly girl boundary.
Yeah.
I play a lot with different styles. Like right now I feel like I look very like 70s, you know?
I love it.
Yeah, so like I think now I just don't really care about fitting in and following the trends and all that. Now I'm just like wearing whatever I like and I think looks good. So I think that's what's really changed.
Oh, I love that. And is there an element that you feel like stayed the same or is kind of there but in a different way?
I mean, I do still wear my Doc Martens.
Oh, you do?
So, yeah. I wear them in
there.
a different way, but I do still love them and wear them. But maybe just like how colorful I am. Like before I loved colors and I still do now. So maybe that aspect.
For me, I grew up with my mom, like all of us, obviously, like our parents picking out our clothes. And I had a little sister who's 3 years younger. And so I think, I'm not kidding you, I think up until 9 or 10 years old, my mom bought us matching outfits. And we wore our matching outfits every
really
day.
cute.
But mine was like purple and hers was like pink, but it was the same outfit.
Same,
All our pictures growing up were wearing the same outfit.
Oh, that's cute.
Different
like
colors.
Twins.
Like and then I had a little tomboy phase trying to like, you know, like get attention from my dad and trying to feel like he accepted me for whatever reason. And I let that go and I'm like, I really love fashion. I'm like a girly girl. I used to draw a lot and was inspired by, I think what inspired me actually growing up, my style was very different. So my friends were all, back in the day when I was a kid, it was like Abercrombie or you wore all black. And I was Latina and we didn't have a lot of money growing up. So I kind of made my own style because I also didn't care to look like everyone else in Abercrombie. And I didn't want to wear all black. Like I cared about fashion. So I didn't necessarily follow trends. But in all the pictures growing up from middle school up until I graduated high school, there's like me in between all these people in Abercrombie are all black and then I'm in a dress or colorful. And I feel like my style has evolved in a way that it feels more mature. I still am very feminine. Like growing up I did like skirts and dresses a lot and I still wear very feminine pieces, but I feel like I add more power pieces to my closet. I like that powerful element that kind of makes a floral piece like more edgy, so it's not super like girly, but I am still girly in a way. I love pink. My daughter loves pink. My daughter is like, sometimes I question things that she does and I'm like, why do I question? Like she gets home, she takes off her clothes and she puts on princess dresses every day. If she could live in a princess dress and heels, she would.
I would do the same. I would have like princess parties and I love that.
So I feel like I would if we had the resources, but we didn't. But I feel like if my mom had dresses laying around, that I would totally wear them. That is adorable. I love it. And right now, because fashion is in like this really fun place where you could wear almost anything. Like if you feel confident and feeling really good in what you're wearing, you could pull it off.
Oh yeah.
Is there any trends though at the moment or something that you just really enjoy wearing?
I don't know if it's like a specific piece, but every time I go shopping, I'm always seeing lots of different shades of greens and blues. And I've been loving all those shades. Like we've been seeing a lot of electric blue and I love that for the spring and summertime. So I'd say I think those two colors are very popular right now and I love them.
We went to the Finery last week and when I walked in, like I've been there a few times before. I brought you in. But that day that I got in and I was looking at things, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like, Kloet is going to love everything. And it was so fun.
So playing. Colorful and so fun.
Yeah. And their pieces, it's interesting because obviously they're all modern, but they have a take on like different decades and styles from like different places.
It's very unique. I love that store. Yeah.
It was beautiful. For me, I do have to say, it's something that I have been embracing. Obviously, I don't wear it to work and I'm not wearing I I've been embracing more crop tops. I I know it sounds really dumb, but J-Lo, like seeing people like in their 50s, like still embrace their body no matter what you look like. And obviously J-Lo, I mean, she has a trainer and everything. And she's beautiful. Like that's a weird comparison, but just the fact of seeing and working with clients at different ages too, and seeing them embrace their body and their power and feminine self, it really inspired me. And for summer we're going to be going to Italy, and I bought like all these little crop dresses and like crop shirts with skirts, and it's something last year I didn't feel comfortable with, and this year I'm like, why not? Like, why not just enjoy my body and what I look like right now wherever I'm at and have fun with that? So
I think a lot of people do think that crop tops are just for like young adults, like teenagers and stuff like that, but anyone can wear crop tops if you feel good in it.
And Kate Hudson too, she was on the runway, I forget, she was at the Michael Kors fashion show and wore this beautiful, elegant, it was all black, just a crop top and crop top and high waist black skirt with a blazer over her shoulders. So sleek and elegant. I'm like, yes, of course, like we can all wear crop tops. I don't know who said like you can't wear a crop top at a certain age or body type, so I'm embracing that trend. And then let's talk about favorite trends that you've seen clients really enjoy. It could be men or women, either one.
I think a lot of our men have been enjoying our sport coats that we've been finding.
Yes, you're right.
I feel like, every man we've shopped for always end up leaving with a nice sport coat. And I think it's because it is a really nice, just light jacket to have for the spring and summertime. And it makes you look very put together and nice.
I think they get surprised on, and not like, there's something about trying something on that's different that just instantly just sparks like this, like, oh, I didn't know I could look like that. And I think sometimes they think like maybe they can't pull it off or it's not for them until they try it on and they get really surprised.
Yeah, they always end up loving it. And I always see like the confidence in their face, and it's awesome. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. That has been a trend. For a little bit, my clients haven't got like a sport coat or anything, but lately you're right, they have been pulling towards that.
Yeah.
I'd say for women, finally, women are being more open to wearing pants other than skinny jeans. Oh. So I feel like in the beginning, as the wide leg pants were coming a couple of years ago, there were only a few clients on board a couple of years ago. And now clients are coming to me where they're like, you know what? I'm done with the skinny jeans. Can we explore something more comfortable and different that I could add and feel like, and obviously you can still wear skinny jeans and they still do, but having another option to how they can wear their clothing and create new outfits. I love that people are exploring that because I love my wide leg pants. Today I'm wearing jeans, but I don't really wear jeans because I find my trouser pants are so much more comfortable.
They are.
They're like stretchy and stuff.
Flowy,
Yeah. Whereas these are very stiff by Madewell. I love them though, but I just don't wear them a lot. Next, I think that we should talk about, as a stylist, I mean, there's so many people we want to help, so many things we want to do, but specifically for 2023, are there any goals you have of like people that you want to work with or goals you have in general as a stylist?
I think it'd be really fun to work with someone who's just open to anything, like open to very unique pieces and just out of the box. Because I think, especially where we live, Seattle, it's hard to wear very different pieces because nobody wears much of that here. Everyone's just very casual, very muted colors. So working with someone like that who's open to things, and I'll be able to really since I like that, it'll be really fun for me to find those pieces. But maybe a goal would be just, I don't know, just seeing where this takes me, I guess. Yeah. Just meeting more people and just, networking more, I guess.
That's a good goal. And you're right about that element in Seattle. We've worked together with clients where, I'm not going to say names, but that client that was from a different country and he wanted to dress down, but he looked so good dressed up. And it was like, we had to like tone him down a little bit so he could feel comfortable. But if he weren't in Seattle and we were shopping with him in another country, I feel like he would be so much more open to like experimenting and stepping into a different part of his style that he can't really explore here.
Yeah.
So it is nice when you do work with someone who has that kind of confidence. And I feel like with clients, it does come with time. Like, there are clients that I've had that in the beginning, it's like, yes, they want to be slightly safe. You do need to be more onto what they really need. But then as they get a good foundation and they start to feel really good in what they wear, they start to want to explore more. So then the next few times you work with them, they're like, okay, show me something new. Or you'll show them something and they're like, no, let's try something like a little more like fun playful, different. And it's like, yes, okay, like let's get on that page and talk about it. So it is fun seeing when clients get to that point. Even if they're not like that in the beginning, with time working with them, they get there.
Yeah, you do need confidence for it. So I think building up that confidence to do that is good.
My goal as a stylist this year, COVID really put me at a pause for doing a lot of press and things in the community, and I finally got back. I got inspired, not just like working with you, but I went through this time last year at the end of the year where I'm like, and you were part of it, but it was just coming to this place of like, I want to get out again and do things like I did before COVID. I was very much in the community doing things, and that's how my business has always flourished and how I've gone to meet so many people.
Yeah.
So I've made it such an initiative lately of just like reaching out to people I've worked with in the past that I enjoy, new people I want to work with, like someone from McQueen's Champagne Bar, by the way. You're going to see something coming soon with them. Even celebrating my 14-year anniversary this year, like things like that where I get to bring people together again, do events, do press things that I haven't done in so long that actually bring me a lot of joy. I love working with clients one-on-one, but there's this other aspect of business that just, I don't know, just brings me a lot of joy, just connecting with people and helping everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that this year. And then ideal client. Obviously, if you're listening, we work with all sizes, all ages, all kind of people. But is there sort of like an ideal client or something that you feel like you really specialize in?
I think like what I said before about the unique pieces and all of that. And since I also like sew and all of that, I am really good at seeing like fit, what we talked about before. So I think that's probably what I could specialize in, is like really like just knowing what really fits you and like the lengths of everything and what goes with your body type and all of that.
And I'm going to date myself because I don't even remember what happened, but we were with a client shopping and this client wanted a Kanye hoodie or something. And I feel like I'm pretty good with pop culture.
Yeah.
I watched Jimmy Fallon, I watched Drew Barrymore, I watched different talk shows just to see what people are wearing, what's happening. But there are some references, obviously, I don't know about. And he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no idea. Yeah. Kloet must know. And so I'm like, can you Google or tell me what this means? So I feel like you have a good sense of like the fashion too for people in their 20s.
Right,
where I can work with them, and I have, but there's some references I don't know about, and I just have to do my research.
There's so many different references too. It's styles everywhere with like young adults.
For me, my ideal client really is people transitioning in their life from something. I work really well with helping people feel comfortable in where they're trying to step into, and that could be different things like dating again, changing body weight, becoming a mom, having multiple children, all of those scenarios where something happens in your life and you're really trying to figure out like, why aren't things working for me anymore? What do I need to do differently but still stay true to myself? I think that is what I focus on, I guess, with people. And somehow I've been attracting those people a lot too. Like a lot of the people that come to me are people going through that anyway. So I've somehow attracted that as well. I think through speaking and the podcast and how the website is. But I would say that is the type of client I really enjoy working with.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kloet, for hanging out with me today on the
you.
podcast. We'll have to come on and answer questions. If you want to send questions to hello@myclosetedit.com. That's hello@myclosetedit.com. Let us know what fashion questions or style questions or struggles you have, and we can hop on and maybe do a podcast like once a month or every 2 months and answer those questions for you. It is also time right now. We are recording this. Let me check the date. February 21st that we're recording this. If you are interested in scheduling your spring and summer shopping, or you're about to travel, or you have weddings coming up, please get on our calendars. The first step you need to do to work with us is schedule a discovery call, and we'll talk about the process. We'll talk about what your goals are and how we can achieve them. So what you can do is go to the link in the show notes, or you can go to myclosetedit.com. That's myclosetedit.com. Continue building a life and a style that truly reflects you. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.